Hello, and a huge welcome back. If you're joining us, you're here because you're fascinated by the complex, dramatic, and often heartwarming world of international love, cultural clashes, and the journey to build a life together against all odds. You love the raw, unfiltered emotions, the high-stakes decisions, and those genuine moments of connection that shine through. And few shows capture that roller coaster quite like 90 Day Fiancé and its sprawling universe of sequels and spin-offs. For years, we've followed couples through the grueling K-1 visa process, watching as 90 days becomes the ultimate pressure cooker for relationships. We've seen incredible successes and devastating failures. And within this whirlwind, one couple has stood out for their particularly intense, turbulent, but undeniably passionate journey, Loren and Alexei Brovarnik. From their meet-cute in Israel, where Loren was on a birthright trip and Alexei was her medic, to navigating his move to America, his strict family, her openness about her Tourette syndrome, and the challenges of building a family in the spotlight, their story has been a cornerstone of the 90 Day franchise. They've given us pillow talk charm, happily ever after, drama, and the standalone challenges of Loren and Alexei, after the 90 days. And through it all, one topic has been a constant source of speculation, hope, and conversation among fans: their family planning. After welcoming two beautiful boys, Shai and Asher, Loren has been incredibly vocal about her difficult pregnancies, her struggles with postpartum depression, and her desire to complete their family with a little girl. Alexei, ever the grounded, sometimes cautious partner, has been supportive but also realistically concerned about the physical and emotional toll on his wife. So, when whispers started, when social media posts were scrutinized, and when that telltale glow was mentioned by eagle-eyed viewers, the fan theories went into overdrive. Is Loren pregnant again? Could they be trying for their rainbow baby? What does Alexei think? And then, the reveal. In a moment that was equal parts planned surprise and genuine emotional overflow, Loren and Alexei Brovarnik shared the news that would dominate the 90-day conversation: baby Brovarnik number 3 was on the way. Today, we are diving deep into that moment. We're unpacking the journey that led to it, the very public and private struggles that framed it, and the beautiful, unguarded reaction from Alexei that showed us the heart of this couple. We're going to talk about the financial realities of a growing family under the 90-day spotlight, the pressures and perks of their unique celebrity, and what this new chapter means for America's favorite Israeli-American family. So, get comfortable. This is more than just a pregnancy announcement. This is a story about resilience, love on purpose, and the beautiful chaos of building a modern family, one 90-day step at a time. To truly understand the weight of this pregnancy reveal, we have to rewind. We have to look at where Loren and Alexei started and the road they've traveled to get to this point. Their story began like a fairy tale, the beautiful American tourist and the handsome, stoic Israeli medic. But the 90-day process quickly replaced fairy tale gloss with bureaucratic grit. Alexei's move to the United States wasn't just about adapting to a new wife, but to a new culture, a new language, and the overwhelming presence of Loren's very involved, very Floridian family. We watched him grapple with feeling like an outsider in his own home, clashing with Loren's father, and trying to establish his own identity and authority. Loren, for her part, was battling her own demons. Her decision to openly discuss her Tourette's syndrome on national television was a brave move that resonated with millions. But it also came with anxiety, tics exacerbated by stress, and the fear of being defined by her condition. Through it all, their bond, though tested, seemed rooted in a deep, genuine affection. They fought, but they also fought for each other. Then came the children. The arrival of Shai was a joyous occasion, but it was also a portal into profound struggle. Loren experienced severe postpartum depression, a topic she discussed with raw honesty. She described feeling disconnected, overwhelmed, and not like herself. Alexei, while trying to be supportive, was also adjusting to fatherhood and often seemed at a loss for how to help his suffering wife. It was a storyline that shattered the perfect new mom image and showed the brutal, unvarnished reality for so many women. Their second pregnancy with Asher was also fraught with difficulty. Loren spoke about the physical challenges, the anxiety, and the fear of recurring PPD. Alexei's concern was palpable. He adored his sons, but he also prioritized his wife's health. Their dynamic evolved: Loren, the expressive, sometimes impulsive planner; Alexei, the pragmatic, protective voice of reason. He often seemed to be the anchor, holding steady while Loren navigated emotional waves. After Asher's birth, the question of a third child became a central narrative. Loren's desire for a daughter was no secret. She talked about it on podcasts, in interviews, on social media. She envisioned a complete family unit. Alexei, however, was frequently shown expressing caution. "We have 2 healthy boys," he'd say. "Your health is the most important thing." He wasn't opposed, but he was scared. Scared for her body, scared for her mind, scared to upset the balance of their now manageable life with 2 young kids. This tension became a subtle thread in their pillow talk appearances and their own series. Fans took sides. Some felt Loren was pushing too hard, not appreciating the family she had. Others felt Alexei wasn't understanding her deep-seated need to complete their family. It was a classic, relatable marital negotiation, amplified on a national stage. And then, the clues began. Loren's social media posts where she strategically held bags or wore looser clothing. Comments from followers speculating about a glow. Her talking about feeling different or tired in interviews. The 90-day rumor mill began to churn at full speed. Was it wishful thinking from fans, or was there something to it? The producers of Loren and Alexei, after the 90 days, undoubtedly knew they had gold in this storyline. The question wasn't just if she was pregnant, but how would it be revealed, and crucially, what would Alexei's reaction be? Because in that reaction, we would see the truth of their journey, the fears, the hopes, and the love that had carried them through 6 years of marriage, 2 kids, and countless arguments under the microscope. The scene was set intimately, likely in their South Florida home. It wasn't a grand, staged event with family and fireworks. This was for them. Loren, knowing the cameras were rolling to capture their daily life, found a moment. She had the test, or perhaps a sonogram picture. Her nerves were visible. This wasn't just telling her husband she was pregnant, this was confronting all the conversations, all the worries, all the what-ifs they had debated for months, if not years. She approached Alexei. You could see the hesitation mixed with excitement on her face. She said his name, maybe handed him something, or just uttered the words, "I'm pregnant." And then, we saw it. The Alexei reaction. His face went through a seismic shift in a matter of seconds. It wasn't one clean emotion. It was a cascade. First, shock. Pure, unadulterated surprise. His eyebrows shot up, his eyes widened. Despite any suspicions or discussions, the concrete reality of the news hit him with physical force. This is a man who likes to be in control, who plans, who assesses risk. In that instant, the plan was over. A new reality existed. Second, processing. You could almost see the thoughts racing behind his eyes. The boys. Her health. The pregnancy difficulties. The birth. The newborn phase. 3 kids under. It was all flashing before him. His expression became neutral, unreadable for a brief, tense moment. This was the Alexei we'd seen being cautious, the protector. Third, the breakthrough. And then, it broke. A smile. Not just any smile, but a huge, beaming, face-transforming smile that reached his eyes. It was a smile of surrender, not to fear, but to joy. It was the smile of a man whose initial shock was overwhelmed by the sheer, undeniable happiness of the moment. The caution melted away, replaced by pure, unguarded delight. "You're pregnant," he likely exclaimed, his voice a mix of disbelief and awe. He reached for her. The hug was probably tight, long, full of unspoken communication. In that embrace was an apology for any prior hesitation, an acceptance of this new path, and a celebration of their shared creation. He might have pulled back, held her face, and asked the immediate, loving questions: "How are you feeling? Are you okay?" His concern was still there, but it was now channeled into care for his pregnant wife, not fear of the concept. This reaction was a masterclass in authenticity. It wasn't a perfectly polished, Instagram-ready OMG. It was human. It was real. It told the story of their entire relationship in 3 emotional beats: the shock of their unpredictable journey, the processing of its very real challenges, and the ultimate joy that comes from choosing love and family, again and again. For fans, it was the catharsis they'd been waiting for. It validated Loren's hopes and showed Alexei's deep, abiding love. It wasn't that he never wanted the child, it was that he always wanted Loren safe and healthy. Seeing his joy confirmed that this pregnancy, this risk, was something they were now in together, fully. The aftermath of the reveal played out in subsequent scenes and on social media. Loren's relief was palpable. Sharing the secret, especially with the man whose opinion mattered most, lifted a weight. They told the boys in a cute, chaotic way, Shy and Asher's reactions likely a mix of confusion and excitement about a baby in mommy's tummy. They called family. Alexei's mother in Israel, perhaps offering a mix of mazel tov and motherly concern. Loren's parents, undoubtedly thrilled at the prospect of another grandchild. The public announcement followed, a coordinated social media blast with a beautiful photo, perhaps Loren showing a slight bump, Alexei's arm around her, both grinning. The caption, "Baby Brovarnik number 3 coming soon." The internet, of course, exploded. The 90-day community rallied around them. Congratulations poured in from fellow cast members, from fans who had followed them since season 3, from people who just loved a good love story. But beneath the confetti emojis and "I knew it" comments, a more serious conversation began. Because for Loren and Alexei, a third child isn't just a cute addition to the family photo. It's a significant financial, emotional, and logistical undertaking. And when your income is tied to the very public world of reality TV, that calculus becomes even more complex. 90-day finance. It's a phrase fans use to describe the unique economic ecosystem of the franchise. How do these couples make money? How does being on TV change their job prospects? And how do they support growing families when their primary source of income is their own, often dramatic, personal lives? For Loren and Alexei, this is a critical layer of their pregnancy story. Let's break down their 90-day finance and what a third child means for their bottom line. 1. The reality TV paycheck. This is their most visible income stream. While TLC salaries are notoriously secretive and very wildly based on seniority and popularity, it's safe to say that as OG veterans with their own successful spin-off series, Loren and Alexei command a respectable fee per episode. Appearances on Happily Ever After? And as fixtures on Pillow Talk, where they are arguably one of the most beloved couples, add to this. A new baby means a new storyline, which translates to more screen time, more episodes, and potentially more money. Their pregnancy and the baby's first years will be documented, providing content for seasons to come. In this sense, the baby is both a personal blessing and a professional asset. However, this income is not guaranteed forever. Franchise interest wanes, shows get cancelled. They must be savvy. 2. Social media monetization. This is where the real potential lies. With a combined Instagram following well over 1 million, they have significant influence. A pregnancy announcement is an engagement goldmine. Sponsored posts become more frequent, maternity wear brands, baby product companies, children's furniture, parenting apps. Stories featuring baby kicks, nursery preparation, and gender reveals drive high viewership. After the birth, first-look photos can be lucrative if sold exclusively to a magazine. Their family is, in a very real sense, their brand. Adding a new member refreshes and expands that brand. But it's a trade-off, increasing their children's exposure for financial stability. 3. Business ventures and entrepreneurship. The smart 90-day stars leverage their fame into standalone businesses. We've seen this with Loren and Alexei's ventures. They've launched merchandise. They've done paid partnerships with companies like HelloFresh or FabFitFun. Alexei, with his medical background and serious demeanor, could be a credible face for health or wellness products. Loren, with her advocacy for Tourette's and mom-shaming, partners with relevant causes and brands. A third child opens up the large family and baby gear niches for partnerships. Could a collaboration with a minivan company be next? Perhaps a line of affordable kids' clothing? Their business opportunities grow with their family size. 4. The practical costs of 3 kids. Now, let's look at the outflow. They live in Florida, which isn't the most expensive state, but it's not cheap either. Asterisk housing, they may need a bigger home. 3 kids often mean a need for more bedrooms, more bathrooms, a bigger car. That's a major mortgage or rent increase. Healthcare, prenatal care, delivery, and postnatal care for Loren, with her history of complications, could be expensive even with good insurance. Pediatric care for 3 children. Asterisk education, will they go for public school, private school, or homeschooling? Florida has school choice programs, but costs can vary widely. Asterisk daily expenses, food, clothing, activities. 3 children and activities like sports or music lessons is a significant monthly outlay. The cost of childcare if they want to work without kids underfoot is astronomical for 3. Asterisk college funds, the responsible, long-term planning. Socking away money for 3 college educations is a daunting financial goal. 5. The long-term security plan, this is where Alexei's pragmatism is crucial. The couple has likely been advised to invest their TV money wisely. Real estate? Retirement accounts? Trust funds for the kids? The fleeting nature of fame means they must build a nest egg that can support them when the cameras stop rolling. Alexei may eventually return to a medical field job for stability and benefits. Loren may pivot to full-time influencing or start a more formal business. The pressure to earn now to secure later is immense, and a third child adds both urgency and inspiration to that mission. So, when we see their joyful pregnancy reveal, it's also the start of a massive financial project. They are not just expecting a baby, they are launching Baby Brovarnik, LLC, in the marketplace of reality TV. Their success in navigating this will determine the comfort and security of their growing family for decades to come. The financials are one thing. But the heart of this story, what makes fans truly invest in Loren and Alexei, is the emotional landscape. This pregnancy is about so much more than a due date. Loren's journey, fulfillment and fear. For Loren, this pregnancy likely represents the completion of a deeply personal vision. Her desire for a daughter, if that's what this baby is about a specific kind of bonding and family dynamic she's longed for. But alongside that excitement is a very real, valid fear. She has been through the ringer with her body and her mind. Every ache, every wave of nausea, will be filtered through the memory of past difficulties. She will be hypervigilant for signs of returning PPD. Her openness about these struggles will be a lifeline for other women, but it also makes her journey intensely public. She will need Alexei's steady support more than ever, not just as a partner, but as a caregiver who knows her history intimately. Alexei's role, the protector, evolved. Alexei's initial happy reaction will now mature into a new mode of operation. We will see him step up in practical ways, taking on more with the boys, managing the household, ensuring Loren rests. But his real test will be emotional support. He will need to be her calm harbor during hormonal storms and anxiety spikes. His love language might become acts of service and words of unwavering reassurance. This pregnancy could be the chapter where we see Alexei fully transition from the sometimes frustrated immigrant husband to the undeniable patriarch of the Brovarnik clan, strong, caring, and deeply committed. The boys' transition, Shai and Asher, are about to have their worlds rocked. Moving from 2 kids to 3 is a major family system shift. The attention will be divided, routines disrupted. How Loren and Alexei prepare them, involve them, and make them feel like important big brothers will be a key storyline. Those moments of Shai trying to feed the baby or Asher giving clumsy kisses will be the heart-melting content fans adore. The public versus the private, this is their constant tightrope walk. How much do they share? The gender reveal? The birth? The baby's name and face? Every decision is weighed between sharing with their supportive community and protecting their child's privacy. They've been relatively open with their sons, but the scrutiny only grows. They will have to set new boundaries, something that can be difficult when your income is tied to access. The legacy of the Brovarniks. Within the 90-day universe, Loren and Alexei are slowly becoming elder statesmen. They represent a success story. They've weathered cultural clashes, family drama, health issues, and the immense pressure of reality TV, and they're still together, still in love, and now expanding. For new couples entering the franchise, they are a blueprint. They show that it's possible to move beyond the 90 days and build a genuine, lasting life and family. This third baby cements that legacy. They are no longer the anxious new couple, they are the established family growing their roots. So, as the sonogram picture makes its rounds online and the countdown to baby Brovarnik number 3 begins, what are we really looking at? We're looking at a modern love story that has matured in the most beautiful way. We're looking at a man who, despite his fears, chose to smile with overwhelming joy at the news of new life. We're looking at a woman whose resilience and hope are paving the way for her greatest chapter yet. This pregnancy reveal wasn't just a piece of gossip or a plot point for a TV show. It was a testament. A testament to working through profound struggles. A testament to communicating even when it's hard. A testament to choosing each other, and choosing family, over and over again. Their journey from that first meeting in Israel to this moment, expecting their third child in their Florida home, is the real happily ever after. It's messy, it's expensive, it's scary, and it's utterly, completely human. As fans, we'll watch the nursery come together. We'll speculate on names. We'll awe at the baby shower. We'll hold our breath during the birth episode. And we'll celebrate when the new little life joins the chaotic, loving Brovarnik bunch. Because in the end, Loren and Alexei's story reminds us that the most compelling drama isn't always about the explosive fights or the shocking betrayals. Sometimes, it's about the quiet moments of decision, the brave choices to love bigger, and the breathtaking, smile-filled reaction of a husband hearing the words, "I'm pregnant," knowing that their next great adventure is just beginning. We wish them nothing but health, happiness, and a whole lot of sleep in the months to come. Thank you for joining me for this deep dive. Don't forget to subscribe for more. I'll see you next time.